Hello, everybody. So in part 4, we will talk about creating the column. We need to go and have a look on the drawing. We can see here that we have a main system consists of two columns and two beams. And the beams of portal frames are called rafters. So if I say rafter after that, this means the beam of portal frame. So we have two columns per every main frame, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 main frames. So we have 12 columns. What I will do, I will go to the side view at axis A, and I will create the whole frame on it, and after that I will copy it. So let's return back to Tekla structure. I will go to window and I will say cascade and close this, close this. I will go to view list, and I will select the side view here like this. Okay, so now we need to create the column. To create the column, we go to steel, select the column, and click at the intersection point here. Okay, look at this. So we need to adjust the snapping options here. So we need here snap to points and grid intersections. Okay, so this option will be good for us. We need also snap to end points. Okay, snap to end points mean this. Okay, so we don't need to change anything for the default from the default, but if you change this or you play with this, you need to adjust it. Okay, now okay, now we have the column here. This was the default column characteristics or column properties in my model. So I will double click on this and see how can we modify this column to fit our drawing. Okay, okay. So I will double click on it like this again. Okay. So the steel column form will appear like for us like this. The name, we can assume whatever the name you want. I will call it CL. This name is very useful because it will help you to select it later. And the size here was selected from the catalog. So if you go to the profile here and go to these 3 points, you will find a very nice library that has I-beams, L section, T section, C section, and a lot of other sections. So I advise all of you to go through this. So I will go to the I section here, and I will go to the W18, and there is W18 by 60. I will click apply. Okay. And by the way, you can just modify this here. So write W18 by 60. But all the time, I like you to go to the library, because inside the library you can make sure that your section is already available. Because if you just take the text that found in the drawing, it might be something that is not available. Like if we have 18 by 61, we don't have section like this. The material also, we have A992. A992 is a kind of steel that is widely used in hot rolled section. So as long as we use hot rolled section, so I will keep A992 as is. The finish also can be modified, but we will not need this today. The class is the color, and here I will select red color for this column. So and you are free to select whatever you want. The part number and assembly number, these prefix and numbers are used for drawings, and these options we will talk about later. For the positioning here, our column here is positioned at the middle from horizontal side, and middle from vertical side. And to achieve this, the vertical side should be middle, the horizontal side should be middle. You don't have any shifting, so I will keep this 0. For the rotation also, we don't have any rotation for our column, so I will leave this as is. Now for the bottom and the top, I have the bottom of my column at 0 like this, and the top of the column at 19 and 8. So here I will select 19, 19 foot and 8 inches. And let's say modify. So the column was modified here. Okay, we have a problem here. Our column is not positioned at the right direction. So it should be rotated 90 degrees. So you can just write 90 here, okay? Or you can use something from the automatic. I prefer to use the automatic things. So we have front now. The default is front. I will use top. So top is good. So top will rotate my column by 90 degrees. Okay, so without playing with this. Otherwise, you can keep it front and put 90 degrees. Okay, so the first column now is good here. Now I need to copy this column. So I will click on it like this and say Control C, Control C. You can select any point as a grab point for the or origin point for the copying. So you can say like I will click this and I will move it to this distance like this. Okay, so I can say Control P. So this will give us the two columns as you see here. Okay, good. So now we know how to create the columns, and in the next lecture we will know how to create uh, the beam.